Hello my dear friends, welcome to Canadian Immigration Channel. This video is not about coronavirus. It's just another video where we're sort of warning you and letting you know the inside process of how actually immigration works and what's happening in there, especially in particular with provincial immigration programs. Now this time we're talking about Alberta. If you are following the channel, we were speaking about Alberta multiple times, and I said that Alberta's officers with respect to refusing applications are probably as bad as Saskatchewan. See if, well, of course, somebody could be as bad as Saskatchewan officers when it comes down to rejecting potential immigrants. Now, with Alberta, it always works in a very interesting way where they actually do not give you a second chance, right? So say your application was automatically canceled because something happened with your express entry. No, Alberta will not reissue your nomination, right? So something was missing in your documents, but in fact you submitted it. Who knows, down the road somehow it magically disappeared, or it was an unimportant document, something happened with this. No, Alberta will not be reconsidering your application, and so on and so on. And going back and forth with Alberta was tremendously difficult all this time. Now, we had an applicant who came to us after she was refused. And so it was sort of a silly reason, though the reason was actually quite just. Police clearance certificate. I won't mention here what kind of country, but regardless, this lady had a police clearance certificate which was translated for the purpose of her provincial application to Alberta, and there was a mistake in the translation, and mistake was in the year of issuance of this police clearance certificate. So the fact is, the clearance is from 2020, it was mentioned 2019, so the application is rejected, and I would probably bet $100 that, you know what, nothing could be done in here. In fact, probably coronavirus situation brings the best of humans, at least on this side of the border, and it turned out that prolonged phone conversations with Alberta, discussions, exchange of emails back and forth, resulted in the situation where Alberta decided to reopen the application and allow us to resubmit it and resubmit the documents with a proper explanation. So why I wanted to explain it to you is just to warn you about a couple of things. If you're applying for provinces, if you're applying for provincial nomination, please make sure that your application is polished to perfection, especially when it comes down to translations made somewhere outside of Canada and even inside of Canada. Just make sure that you follow it very closely, that you look into the matter, and you check and double check all the numbers. Provinces compared to federal officers are not as forgiving as they could be, so they do not usually give you a second chance, especially again when it comes down to Alberta and Saskatchewan. Make sure that you follow translation requirements, like when it comes down to Alberta, Ontario, when it comes down to Atlantic provinces, there are requirements which differ from one another. And of course, when it comes down to Quebec, these guys are notorious for their translation requirements. So make sure that you follow them very, very carefully, because it's not common in a situation with Ontario, for example, where your application is accepted and somewhere down the road you are on vacations or something, right, hoping for the best, that your case is safely processed. Ontario is telling you, hey, by the way, you got maximum 7 calendar days to resubmit all of your translations, which is like hundreds of pages, for example, right? And because they were not certified properly. And by the way, yeah, it has to be certified by the translator who is in Ontario right now, who is licensed in Ontario, not in Quebec, not in Alberta, not anywhere else. It's just one of those weird examples where I want to be specific when it comes down to translations and preparation of documents. You gotta be very, very careful. Well, that's pretty much it for now. If you're looking for your chances assessment, if you would like us to help you out with your application, feel free to drop us a line. And meanwhile, of course, stay home, stay safe, and subscribe for the channel.